Partnered by Times Influence.
Hello and welcome to Times Now ICICI Bank NRI of the Year Awards 2018, powered by Global Indian International School. Now the NRI of the Year Awards recognize excellence of entrepreneurs across the world, and the winners this year are Mitesh Vikaria, UK and Europe; Vardraj Shetty, Middle East; Sarvagya Dwivedi, North America; Kishore Matta, Asia Pacific. I'm now in conversation with the winner of the NRI of the Year Awards in the Entrepreneur category in the UK and Europe region. I'm with Mitesh Vikaria. He's the MD of Vascroft Contractors. Hi Mitesh, congratulations first up. I'm really eager to hear about your story. So how did you start? Because I believe your father and his brother started the company in 1977, the exact same year that you were born. Right. So was it a childhood growing up hands-on in the business for you as well?
One would say that typically you'd have family businesses where you're inducted into the business through your childhood, not waiting for you to leave school. So, you know, summer holidays, weekends, you would get involved with the business in some way, shape or form. And construction is a vocational topic, so you need to learn on the job as opposed to on textbook. So interaction has been quite intense.
Is that something you think should be an integral part for an entrepreneur? I mean, this mindset, because you're growing up, you've spent your formative years hearing about business, gives you a better mind into entrepreneurial mindset.
The earlier you get an insight into the world of business, the better it is as a stepping stone for you to establish your own path and make things happen. But it's the experience and the confidence that you gain by being given the opportunity at an early age.
And tell me about some of the opportunities that you got at the early age. Take me through your initial years in the career.
In terms of my property career, I trained as a chartered surveyor and then for 5 years worked for a well-established property business in the UK, and then joined Le Méridien Hotels, and then joined the family business specialising in hotels. And our business builds a lot of hotels in London, predominantly within the M25. You know, we've done projects like the Dorchester Hotel. So hotel interaction has been a key part from my early career. But essentially, it's building on, you know, various phases of your life and moving forward with the business and the family.
You know, in the UK, where the standards of construction are much higher than what we would see here in India, how has Vascroft made a name for itself in this quality market? How have you been able to set yourself apart from competition?
The women and men that make the team at Vascroft, they are wonderful people, and they have been with our business for 30 years plus, a number of them from day zero. So it's the quality that's been there from day zero, and we've maintained that all the way through. So we've been responsible for some of the top-end, high-end residential properties in London, as well as hotels. Right. And in terms of our interaction with India, we've done a lot of projects. We're doing 5 temples at the moment. So the interaction with India in terms of skill sets is quite paramount, because we have got craftsmen that we've employed from India to come and finish projects in the cultural, traditional way of building temples. And also we're a key stepping stone for inbound Indian businesses that are coming into the UK. For example, we handheld the rollout of the ICICI Bank branches and head office in London, and many other banks. So we've been quite instrumental in helping Indian businesses inbound. That's
great stuff, Mitesh, because you know, the important thing is you're an NRI, you're based in London. There is a little bit of India always in all the NRIs. So it's great to see the connection between Vascroft from UK all the way to India. Your thoughts also on the construction space, the real estate space in India, because that over the last few years has really picked up speed. There's been a lot of controversies as well, but over and above that, just your thoughts.
So we've had some dabbling with the Indian property market in the states of Kerala and also in Gujarat.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we're in a bit of, you know, a journey on these developments. Timing is critical, and you know, obviously with the implementation of RERA
Yes,
into the Indian property market has been a good thing, I think, because it helps international investors that are always apprehensive about coming to India a bit more confident about market conditions and, you know, codes of conduct of how people will operate. I think that's a good thing. The market is what it is. It's, you know, each city's got their own ups and downs. So yeah, I think India is a positive place to be in.
As an entrepreneur, what's your advice to other young aspiring entrepreneurs about what's the right stuff to do?
I think it's clearly to have a vision, to be focused and, you know, keep going, not being sidetracked on various other things that might make you not follow your path and your aims and objectives, and, you know, be focused.
If I would ask you to look back, what would be your toughest challenge so far in the career, and how would you have overcome that?
In terms of Vascroft, it's to get the business, you know, we're a medium-sized, family-owned and operated construction business. It's now to get it to the next stage, get the corporate structure right, the governance, and make sure that we can take it to the next stage, which is onwards and upwards. And that's a key challenge, and it's about getting the right people in the business, the right places, and moving forward together.
You're also the governor of 2 schools in London. Tell me a little bit about that, because that's an interesting side.
I think it's 9 or 10 years now that I've been the governor of Elm Grove School and Camrose. In particular, Elm Grove School in London Borough of Harrow is going through a key phase of its development where they're going to build a new school on an existing school. So you've got an existing school that's going to be managed whilst you're building a new school on the same site. So I'm heading up that project on behalf of the governors. So that'll be an interesting one with my professional expertise in construction and then my social work in terms of being a governor. It's something I enjoy doing. We also run as a family an educational school for disabled children in Gutch. So there's a lot of ties to children and education, and this is something more closer to home in London for my grandfather and my father have been involved in the disabled school in Gutch for, you know, several years now. So
it's great to see that there's a social angle to the firm and to the family. Is that something that you would like to pursue more, or is the company doing more?
We've been raised with good values from our parents. Our success has come about from doing things in the community, so we have always given back into the community that our employees are from and we are from. So a lot of NRIs from my community, which is the Sri Kutch Leva Patel community in the UK, have had close ties back to their grassroots. So there's a lot of love and connection to those rural villages, and philanthropy and charity work has always been focused back towards India. In particular, our foundation, the Vascroft Foundation, supports the local hospital in Kutch, disabled school and many other philanthropic ventures.
And how do you feel on having won the award here tonight?
I'm elated. I'm so proud. I'm here because of my parents and my uncle, and in particular I'm here because of everybody at Vascroft. You know, this is a team effort. This is one Vascroft, and you know, we move and row the boat together, and it's a fantastic feeling to be here as the captain of the ship.
Well, congratulations to you and the entire team, and all the very best for the way ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm now in conversation with the winner of the NRI of the Year award in the entrepreneur category in the Middle East region, Mr. Vardraj Shetty. He's the founder and chairman of the Rami Group of Hotels and Resorts. Thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. Shetty. Let's start with your early days. I believe you were working in the family restaurant in now Mumbai, that time Bombay, and then you moved to Dubai when you were around 18 years old. So take us through those early days. What was the journey like?
I used to work with my uncle and study. That days there was a trend, everybody was moving to abroad for a job. I thought there is opportunity. Then I moved to abroad. Then I worked in Saudi for 2 years, saved a lot of money, started a business in Bombay again, small juice bar. My aim was to make centralized like juice parlor and all this. Did not happen. I lost it all. Again, I traveled back to Dubai. Then I started my first venture from small restaurants. So that time Dubai was just growing up.
Right.
So it was an opportunity. Then never looked back.
How was it like, you know, when you said when you came after Saudi, you came back to India, that didn't work out, that idea, and then you went to Dubai. That period must have been tough because you've made some money and then you've lost it all. How did you overcome that hurdle?
Every time you lose, you learn something. Then you don't give up, you try to run again.
Right.
Life is like a race. Every race you might lose or win, but running is more important. When you lose, sit down and analyze the reason of your losing. Then the next race, try to run. Don't give up.
And how has been the journey of the Rami Group of Hotels? Now you're no longer just in the UAE, you've got hotels in many countries. Take us through that expansion.
When I was a kid, I had a dream that I wanted to build a hotel chain. I followed my dream. Your determination, your commitment, your planning, your discipline, it will take you to the goal. So I started with the small restaurants. Then we did well. I saved the money. I was with the discipline. Whatever the profit we used to earn, we saved it thoroughly. Then we did a couple of more ventures. Then we had an opportunity to have small 3-star hotel, and I got some good deal on it. I clicked it, I took a risk on it.
Right.
So after that, I think never looking back.
You have a very interesting designation. You call yourself the managing worker.
Yeah.
Why is that, and what is the difference that title has brought about for you with interactions with your employees?
I'm not telling I'm a boss. When I go to the rooms, I don't see the toilet cleaned. I don't tell them, you don't clean like this, like this. No. I tell them, get the equipment, I clean there. Myself, I clean it. There is no difference between them or me. I can do it. And you can also do it. Right. So that's the reason I keep my title as a managing worker. So any staff can approach me for their problems. We are a family. Like in the family, like the parents cannot do something, it will go to the grandparents. Right. Grandparents cannot do something, it will go to the grandmother. So if grandmother, everybody refuses, that means it's not entitled.
Mr. Shetty, you spoke about your failures both in India, in Dubai. In life, you have some successes, you have some failures. Could you tell us a little bit about the importance of resilience in an entrepreneur in the face of failure, still rise up and still keep going? How important is that?
We are all lions. I might be a little bit intelligent lion, so I have to train other lions. We are all a shareholder of the team. There's no doubt about, you feel it, that entrepreneur works for wealth. It's not for wealth. We are a soldier of God. We are supposed to perform our job, and everyone's supposed to perform their job, reaching the goal. So that's what I tell team, you know, like we are all a soldier of God. We are all equal. You are rich by chef. Somebody's rich by waitering. Somebody's rich by managing wealth. I might be managing wealth. Somebody rich by singing. So we are all a rich kid of God. So whatever we have to do, we have to give 100%. So when you give 100%, you have a result.
And finally, Mr. Shetty, how do you feel on having won this award here today?
I'm so glad, exciting. Thank you for Times Now. I'm grateful to it.
Well, congratulations once again, sir, on winning the award, and best wishes for the way ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's time now for a short break here on Times Now ICICI Bank NRI of the Year Awards 2018, powered by Global Indian International School. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Tipu, Vibha, Abhi Chachu.
Oh, I had to transfer money to Abhi in India for his tuitions. I don't have his new bank details.
Papa, use the Money to India app. Select Abhi's WhatsApp contact and send money safely.
Really?
Download the Money to India app and safely do transfers to your Facebook or WhatsApp contacts today. ICICI Bank Money to India. Transfer Bharose ka.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your
आप किसी के साथ पूरी जिंदगी बिता सकते हैं and still not get to know them. So कहते हैं the best way to really get to know someone is to travel with them. You get to make memories जो सिर्फ आपकी हैं. So रुकिए मत. Get to really know each other.
You will always find a perfect holiday with Cox & Kings.
Life's a trip. Cox & Kings makes it easier.
This generation lives in the ever-evolving present. English is the lingua franca of the digital age, and it is the mode of expression for Generation Y. The number of English content viewers has risen 3 times over in just the last 1 decade. About 218 million viewers, which constitute the Indian middle class, view English content. An audience greater than any of the widely spoken languages such as Tamil, Telugu, or any language other than Hindi. English is the only bona fide pan-Indian verbal medium. and the language of choice for the Indian intelligentsia.
When will we see issues like caste not hijack the development agenda, the economic agenda of this country?
With over 60% in the urban English population, there is only one network that dominates the category. Now is the moment for Times Network, engaging with today's audiences on air and online. Times Network, now or nothing. The English television category leaders across urban India. Number 1 in English movies. Number 1 in English entertainment. Number 1 in English news. Number 1 in business news. A channel that presents the wild side of Hollywood, MNX. And now also presenting Mirror Now, a news channel unlike any other, where the focus remains solely on issues that impact you every day. Mirror Now, you first. A unique network comprising extraordinary channels that lead the genre they represent across formats, thus reaching out to the discerning English viewer every day, every hour.
India means business.
Times Network. Informing.
यूपीए की सरकार के 10 साल और हमारी सरकार के 3.5-4 साल हुआ है, उसका तुलनात्मक ब्यौरा देश के सामने आते रहना चाहिए.
Entertaining.
Look at this.
And inspiring India. With over 60% of English viewers watching Times Network, we are privileged to be the one-stop destination for every second dedicated English content viewer. Times Network. Now or nothing.
आप किसी के साथ पूरी जिंदगी बिता सकते हैं and still not get to know them. So कहते हैं the best way to really get to know someone is to travel with them. You get to make memories जो सिर्फ आपकी हैं. So रुकिए मत. Get to really know each other.
You will always find a perfect holiday with Cox and Kings.
Life's a trip. Cox and Kings makes it easier.
Daddy, see so many coins. It's for your birthday gift.
So sweet. Keep it carefully, huh?
I will keep it safe in a bag.
Oh, you know everything.
Daddy, he is my friend Aimo. He knows everything.
But how will you send all these coins?
With my plane.
Sweetie, we should send money with someone who has been doing this for a long time and is trusted by all and who will keep your money safe.
ICICI Bank Money to India is the trusted one.
Exactly.
Trusted by millions for over 15 years. Money to India from ICICI Bank, India's largest private bank.
Thanks, beta.
Visit moneytoindia.com or download the app. ICICI Bank Money to India. Transfer भरोसे का.
Well, I'm now in conversation with the winner of the NRI of the Year award in the entrepreneur category from the North American region. I am with Dr. Sarvagya Dwivedi. He's the co-founder and chief scientific officer at Pearl Therapeutics Incorporated. Dr. Dwivedi, first recount your journey a little. You started off, you studied at the Banaras Hindu University, then you moved on to North America and eventually started Pearl. So take me through that journey.
I grew up in the family of a Sanskrit scholar. Leaving our home base and going to new places is a part of my genetics. Now I studied at Kashi Hindu Vishwavidyalaya or Banaras Hindu University at the Kendriya Vidyalaya, then I joined IIT, Banaras Hindu University. Learned my fundamentals there, but I figured that there was more to learn. So I went to Canada to work for a specific professor and I applied, he accepted. I showed up in North America. So that was at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver. And after about 6 years of studying there, doing one more master's and a PhD, my work won awards from my professional bodies, and there were 3 companies offering me jobs. I joined Glaxo to work on new problems. So that was another opportunity to learn, and that was 1992, maybe about 15 years of learning from different companies, a few years at Glaxo, a few more years at other smaller companies, learning business aspects of our profession, making big brands that have been helping millions of patients breathe better worldwide. I had the confidence that in starting Pearl, there would be additional value to be offered to patients. So it was the need to actually make new products and the desire to make new products that I was not able to make at my previous company. that led me down the path of entrepreneurism.
And what a path it's been, because I was reading about you, and the early years at Pearl were also quite filled with hurdles, a lot of ups and downs. Take us through that part.
The 5 years before starting Pearl were just as harrowing as the 5 years after we launched Pearl. The company was started with a medical mission. It was started to satisfy a scientific need in the world of patients who have breathing impairment. So to me, entrepreneurism was purely a means to an end.
Right.
It was not an end in itself. I just happened to be in Silicon Valley at that point in time, and I still am there. So, you know, when we launched the company, within 1 year, the economy collapsed worldwide.
Yes, yes.
This was one of the most historic collapses of the global capital markets. So we made $1 billion company at the bottom of the economy after raising $167 million for one reason. Focus on patients and executing to make those medicines happen.
Let's talk about the problem that Pearl is solving now, coming to the COPD. When you said that you started it because there was nobody selling this product, how has this product impacted the lives of people? What's been the feedback? What are you hearing?
We at Pearl, we first focused on chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. It's a disease of airways where the smoke has damaged the lungs irreparably. India has roughly 150 or 160 million patients in the COPD arena alone. They need help by giving medicines to the airways just as smoke delivers damage to the airways. We formed these low density particles, with them the high density drug particles associate, and the two of them fly together. And that allowed us to provide coverage to airways in ways better than before. All these are benefits that are inherent in the Pearl premise.
Right.
The first product has already been launched in the US, more are coming, and those products will hopefully soon be launched in India as well.
I really hope so, because like you said, the numbers are staggering in India, and we definitely need these kind of solutions. Before I let you go, Doctor, your thoughts on having won the award here today?
Oh, I'm delighted at the respect my homeland is offering me. I am truly grateful for this. It's humbling to be able to go through the strict process that the team here conducts, and to be able to prevail at the end of it. I consider it an honor, I consider it true respect, and I'm grateful for it.
Fantastic. Congratulations once again, sir, and all the best wishes for the way ahead. Thank you so much for talking to us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I'm now in conversation with the winner of the NRI of the Year award in the entrepreneur category from the Asia Pacific region, Mr. Kishore Matta. He's the MD and founder of Jewel Fine Foods. Congratulations, Kishore, on winning the award. Tell me a little bit about your journey. You were in India, you moved to New Zealand, and then crossed over to Australia. How's that journey been? Take us through it.
You know, 30 years back, I got my ship captain's license. A year later, I quit my well-paying job, moved down under to New Zealand to start a new life.
Wow.
And we arrived, me and my wife, in New Zealand in the middle of recession, where there were no jobs. It was very hard to find any employment. And I did put in my life saving into one of the businesses in bad investments, and I lost everything. Obviously, it was a tough start to begin with.
That's an important point, because you know, it was a failure, but you've grown from that, you've learned, and you have moved so much ahead. So when you and your wife were there, and of course this was a big setback, how did you recover from that?
We decided quickly that we had to reinvent ourselves. So we felt that food is what we all love.
Yeah.
And food is what brings the people together. We thought perhaps that maybe the journey which we may try and find a way to start with, and we happened to have the last remaining resources and some borrowed money. We happened to find a small place close to the beach, and we started a restaurant called Jewel of India, and that's where our journey began.
And how did Sydney come about? How did you move from New Zealand to Sydney?
We had grown in New Zealand to a stage where there was no further growth, being a smaller country, smaller population, and we have reached a point business was just stagnating. There came the opportunity, there was a supermarket chain came along to see if we could prepare and produce the products for them for still in the market. Wow. And they asked us to see if we could relocate there.
Oh, it's fantastic. And that has been exciting, because I know for the Sydney Olympics, Jewel Foods was providing the ready-to-eat meals. That must have been some crazy sleepless nights, because it's the Olympics.
That was basically a life changer for us, because when we moved to Australia, just 6 months later, my daughter, she was diagnosed with leukemia. And then obviously my focus was more to my child than to the business. And then we suffered a lot in the business front as well. There came a time that in the Sydney 2000 Olympics came along, and that really gave us a bit of a moral boost and to our business, and that changed our direction for the business too.
A very pivotal moment. Kishore, you know, the Indian ready-to-eat food market is booming. There's so many options. We're flooded with a variety of food. Two things, your take on the Indian market, and secondly, are you looking to come to India with any of your products?
Well, in my opinion, India is a big market, no doubt about this. India has grown in the ready-to-eat meals, in processed foods, but still nobody has focused on the fresh meals to be serviced nationally. I think there's a gap in the market for the freshly prepared chilled meals. The reason being that is just because frozen meals are being more widely received. I think the focus should be more on the fresh. Now, being in Australia for a number of years, we are more used to clean, green, good quality produce.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the very premium quality of the meats, and the standards are quite high. And I would imagine as the time comes here, as the logistics and infrastructure changes in this country, that will help to boost up that chilled meal markets. But otherwise, till then, it is going to be very hard, because at the moment the infrastructure is not there, unfortunately.
True.
But no doubt there is opportunity. We have been looking for exports.
Right.
And I'm sure that soon we'll be looking to this market in the future as well.
Fantastic. Before I let you go, Kishore, just your thoughts on having won the award here today.
I'm very humbled and honored to receive this award, and it is an absolute honor to be here tonight. I know you run businesses not expecting to win awards. It is my absolute delight and pleasure to be here and to be acknowledged and receiving this award.
Thank you so much, Kishore, for talking to us, and congratulations once again on having
My
won.
pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, that's all on this episode of Times Now ICICI Bank NRI of the Year Awards 2018, powered by Global Indian International School. Join us next week for some more riveting conversations. Until then, from the entire team, many thanks for watching.
आप किसी के साथ पूरी जिंदगी बिता सकते हैं एंड स्टिल नॉट गेट टू नो देम. सो कहते हैं द बेस्ट वे टू रियली गेट टू नो समवन इज टू ट्रैवल विद देम. यू गेट टू मेक मेमोरीज जो सिर्फ आपकी हैं. सो रुकिए मत, गेट टू रियली नो ईच अदर.
You will always find a perfect holiday with Cox and Kings.
Life's a trip. Cox and Kings makes it easier.
Daddy, see so many coins. It's for your birthday gift.
So sweet. Keep it carefully, huh?
I will keep it safe in a bag.
Oh, you know everything.
Daddy, he is my friend Aimo. He knows everything.
But how will you send all these coins?
With my plane.
Sweetie, we should send money with someone who has been doing this for a long time and is trusted by all, and who will keep your money safe.
ICICI Bank Money to India is the trusted one.
Exactly.
Trusted by millions for over 15 years. Money to India from ICICI Bank, India's largest private bank.
Thanks, beta.
Visit moneytoindia.com or download the app. ICICI Bank Money to India. Transfer भरोसे का.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your
आप किसी के साथ पूरी जिंदगी बिता सकते हैं एंड स्टिल नॉट गेट टू नो देम. सो कहते हैं द बेस्ट वे टू रियली गेट टू नो समवन इज टू ट्रैवल विद देम. यू गेट टू मेक मेमोरीज जो सिर्फ आपकी हैं. सो रुकिए मत, गेट टू रियली नो ईच अदर.
You will always find a perfect holiday with Cox and Kings.
Life's a trip. Cox and Kings makes it easier.
Deepu, Vibha, Abhi Chachu.
I had to transfer money to Abhi in India for his tuitions. I don't have his new bank details.
Papa, use the Money to India app. Select Abhi's WhatsApp contact and send money safely.
Really?
Download the Money to India app and safely do transfers to your Facebook or WhatsApp contacts today. ICICI Bank Money to India. Transfer bharose ka.